Hi everyone, it's Dori here from the Victor Farmington Library to tell you about the Teen Craft of the Week. This week of August 10th, we are doing Painted Rock Cactus. So this is going to be really fun. And this is something you can just find the supplies for at home if you have a little small flower pot you're not using. Find some rocks outside, some paint, and you're good to go. So let's get started. Like I said, the supplies to do this project are really simple. You'll need a small flower pot. This one is about 2.5 to 3/4 inches on a side, which is about the right size. Any small flower pot would do. If you have a smaller one, maybe just use 1 or 2 rocks. If you have a larger one, you can use bigger rocks or more rocks. 2 to 3 rocks, just regular rocks you find outside or on the beach work well. The ones that are kind of oval shape work well. You'll need some sand just to fill the flower pot before you put your rocks in. You can also use some small gravel as well. And some acrylic paints, green and white, to make the cactus. Also a small paintbrush that you can use to paint the rocks. The first thing you're going to do before you start painting is you're going to want to make sure your rocks are nice and clean and dry. So go ahead and wash them with, rinse them off and maybe use a little soap. Dry them thoroughly. I already did that. And now once your rocks are clean and dry, you're just going to use your green paint and paint the rocks completely green. You're going to want to do both sides. So I found it works best to paint one side, let them dry, and then let them dry a little bit, flip them over, and paint the other side. Okay, so I found it probably takes 2 coats of paint to get a nice solid green color. So I'm just finishing up the 2nd coat right now. And then another little small tip, if you're interested, I decided that I wanted a little variation in color in my cacti. So one of my rocks, I'm going to make a slightly lighter color of green. I'm just going to take some green paint and mix in a little bit of white to get just a lighter color. And on my 2nd coat, I'm just going to paint one of the rocks with that lighter color. You don't have to do this step. I just thought it would look nice to have a little variation in color on the cacti. So when you are all done painting your rocks green, just want to make sure that you let them dry thoroughly before we move on to the next step of painting on the spines. Now that you have your rocks painted green, it's time to paint the spines onto the cactus. I'm going to use your white paint. If you have a very small, thin, pointy brush, that works well. You could also use just the very corner of a larger brush or a toothpick. I'm going to try and make some dots with a toothpick this time. So I'm just going to take a little white paint, just put some dots on my green rock for the spines. So you're going to want to put them all over as well as on the back side. If you want to mix things up a little bit, you don't have to do dots. You can also do little lines or little crosses. I'm gonna try on this other rock to make more of a little line. There we go. Just put little lines for the spines. They don't have to be perfect. On my third rock, I think I'm gonna try and just do little X's or crosses. Just to have a little difference. All right, so you're gonna wanna do this, like I said, to both sides of your rocks and then let them completely dry, and we're ready to arrange them in our pot. Now that the paint is dry on our rocks, it's time to put our rock cactus in the pot. So you just wanna fill your flower pot with sand or small gravel. So I'm just putting the sand. I think I'm gonna do it on a plate because I have a feeling I'm gonna spill the sand. Okay. I'm just filling the pot. I actually have a little too much sand in here. You don't want it to go all the way to the top. I have sand in my pot. I'm just going to arrange my painted rocks in the sand to make a little cactus plant. There you go. So cute. I love this. I hope you had fun, and I hope you enjoy your painted rock cactus. Thanks, and tune in next week for our next Teen Craft of the Week.